Hey everybody, it's Nick from, the Doof Empire. So, I haven't posted very recently at all because I've been at college, really busy, and I haven't had much time to play or record with anybody, so I figured I may as well show you my deck profile of Nightrose, one of my favorite decks right now. So I'm just going to hop right into it. So we have, as your starter, I'm running one Undying Departed Grenache. Basically this deck revolves around Hollow ability, which is when a unit is called. At the end of the turn you can retire it, and then you gain effects off of it and stuff. It's really nice. His effect is GB1, when he's retired from Hollow, from rearguard, you can countercharge 2. So he makes the deck function. He just recycles all your costs every single turn, so you can just keep playing and playing and playing. There's basically, all you have to worry about is Soul Blast and everything. Counterblast is not really a problem, even though it's a very Counterblast heavy deck. You still have most of your cards, especially your grade 2s, unflip for you. So Grenache is very nice. Now going right on to grade 3s, we're running 4 Vampire Princess of Nightfog Nightrose. This is the card you have to run if you want to play Nightrose, because this is Nightrose. Basically, when you stride on top of her, you can Counterblast 1, call a card from drop zone, and give it 2k. Pretty straightforward. And GB2, once a turn, you can, when your unit goes to the drop zone at the end of your turn, you can mill 3 cards and then call it back to rearguard. So you can combo it like with Grenache. When he dies, you get a counter charge, mill 3, bring him back, hollow it, kill it again, get another 2 counter charges. So you gain 4 counter charges for the price of 3 mills. It's very, very nice. She's a beautiful card, and I have this artwork. It's my favorite one. I need to get more of it, but it's very nice. Next, I'm running 1 Vampire Princess of Starlight Nightrose. She's kind of the dumber down version of the original Nightrose. Normally you'd run 4, but I'm going to run 1 because she's that bad. You don't want to ride her. But when you run on top of her, when you stride on top of her, Counterblast 1, mill 3, call a hollow card, give it 3k. Okay? You're not really going to be using that. It also has hollow, which is nice. And Vanguard Rearguard once a turn, GB2, Soul Blast 1. When you call another unit from drop, you can call a unit behind this one. So that's pretty decent, I guess, if you want to make big columns really fast. But I only run 1 of her because once she gets into the graveyard, or the drop zone, sorry, then that's all you're going to really need. And you're only running 7 grade 3, so I'm running 2 Mighty Rogue Nightstorm. I'm finding myself using him a lot, that's why I'm not running him at 1. At the end of the battle that he attacks, if he's hollowed, Counterblast 1, and you can call another unit that's not on his circle from your drop. And when he's placed on Van, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, check top 5 for a hollow, put it to your hand. It makes your deck go faster, if you need it to. So moving on to grade 2s, probably the most important lineup in the whole game. You have 3 Witch Doctor of Langor Negrolazy. This card is the best card ever. He is hollowed, which is nice, but when you place him from rearguard from drop zone, Counterblast 1, or not, doesn't rearguard in general. GB1, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. You can call another unit from drop zone and give him 2k. Then at the end of the turn, when he dies of hollow, you soul charge 1 and countercharge 1. So he sets up your stride plays with Gauche, and he sets up other soul plays you need, and he also replenishes his costs, so it's very, very nice. Basically all you gotta do is place him, and at the end of the turn he replenishes himself. And there's some pretty techie stuff you can do with him. I'll show you later in the video if you want to stick around, but I'm going to put him on the side so you can see. Next up, we're running 3 Witch Doctor of the Rotten Sea Negro Rook. He's your beat stick. Basically he comes in, and when he attacks he gains 2k, and if he's hollow he gains another 5k, so he's a 16k beater by himself, which is super, super handy when you're going late game and your opponent has no cards in their hand. Next you have your field control. It's 3 Skeleton Cannoneer. Basically when he's placed on rear guard from drop, you can Counterblast 1, kill one of your opponent's rear guards. You choose it. And if it's hollowed, you can draw a card, which is really nice, because if you have him hollowed at the end of the turn, you can also revive him with Nightrose, get another kill, and another draw. So it's very, very, very efficient at cycling and everything. Next, running 2 King Serpent. I was trying him at 3, but it was just getting chunky, and you only really need 2. Once you see 1 in the drop, that's you're set. When he's placed on drop zone, in rear guard from drop zone, soul charge 1 and unflip it damage, so counter charge 1. And his new artwork's nice. Next, I'm teching this card in, 1 Maltreat Shade. Basically, she has hollow and Generation Break 1. When she dies from hollow at the end of the turn, if you have a Nightrose Vanguard, put her on the bottom of your deck and countercharge 1, so he's another countercharger. And when she attacks, she gains 2k for every hollowed unit you have. So if you have 5 hollowed units, she gains 10,000 by herself. It's very, very nice. But you don't have to play her. But I do, because I like it. Moving on to grade 1 lineup, you're running 4, and you have to have it at 4. Actually, maybe you don't, but I say you do. Witch Doctor of the Powdered Bone, Negro Bone. Negro Bone's effect is, at the end of the battle that this unit boosted, if I have a Nightrose Vanguard, counterblast 1, kill the card that it boosted, and call a hollowed unit from your drop zone, anywhere on a rearguard circle. So he's very, very nice, because say you're boosting, what, a Negro Rook, and you get that 16k power to him. But that's a 23k attack. He kills Negro Rook, and you can just bring it right back for another 16k beater. It's really, really nice. You can also combo it with, like, Negro Lazy if you want to get more calls during your battle phase. So, it's pretty nice. Next, we're running 4 Tommy the Ghosty Brothers, the Strider. Pretty straightforward. You want to run 4 because you want to see this Nightrose and no other one. I run 2 Bale the Ghosty. Same thing as Maltreat Shade, except he's not hollow and he doesn't gain power from it. But when he's placed on rearguard, he gains 2k. Then, when he's retired during the battle phase, put him on the bottom of your deck and countercharge 1. So he combos really nicely with Negro Bone. Negro Bone kills him, countercharges 1 for free, and then you call another unit. So you get a free 14k attack, just make your opponent waste cards in their hand. Finishing off the grade 1s, running 4 of the Unflipper PG. Water Spout Jin. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory there. A lot of counterblasts. Grade 0s, I'm running 1 Mick the Ghosty, because he's like the most broken trigger ever. When he's placed in rearguard from drop zone, you can give another unit, well, if he's hollowed, which he most likely will be, you give another unit 10,000 power, and at the end of the turn when he dies, you put him back into your deck, and you shuffle. So it's really cool. Now, I was debating keeping this 1 stand, but I'm trying it out at 4 stands in the deck, so I'm also running 3 Screaming Banshee. Screaming Banshee's effect is when you place her, you can have another unit that's not already hollowed become hollowed. And when she dies of the hollow ability, you can bind her face up and draw a card. So it gives her draw consistency of the deck and everything with the triggers. But you could sub her out for like critical triggers or whatever you want. Personal preference, I guess. Next I run 4 Rough Seas Banshee. You have to run this one and the other soul charging critical trigger. Put her into your soul and you draw a card. Pretty easy. So you can call her with Gauche here. I'll get to him in a minute. 4 other crits. I would run the Nightrose one, but I don't own them yet because they're like $7 and I don't want to spend $35 or however much it is, 28. But yeah, 4 crits, 8 crit total. Easy peasy. And 4 heal. Doesn't matter what heal you run, personal preference. I like this one, it's my favorite art. Good luck charms. Good luck charm Banshee. Pretty nice. Alright, finally get the G-Zone shit. We have 2 Tempest Calling Pirate King Gauche. He's supposed to run 4, but I only own 2. Don't laugh at me. He's so good. When you play him as your first stride, you can rush the shit out of your entire enemy, like all of your opponents at once, pretty much. When he's placed, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, G-Flip 1 of him. Then you can choose as many other cards in your soul as you want and Soul Blast them, and for every card you Soul Blasted from that part of his ability, you can call units from your rearguard, from your drop zone. So say at the beginning of your game you somehow managed to Soul Charge 4 critical triggers. You could Soul Blast 4 of them, call all 4 back, Soul Charge 4 of them again, and then get 4 more draws. So you get +7 pretty much for the turn. It's very cool. And then after you do that, you're basically Soul Charging them again, sets you up for your Ghost later in the game. And also, the units that you call with his ability gain 1,000 for every face-up card in your G-Zone. So it's nice late game too, because it gives them tons of power if you wait to use them after your Negro Songers. Speaking of Negro Songer, I like to run him at 4. 4 Diabolist of Corpse Negro Songer. He is great. When he's placed, Counterblast 1, G-Flip 1 of him, discard a card from your hand. After the end of the battle that he attacks, that's when you pay that cost, and then you can choose, look at 4 cards on the top of your deck, choose up to 1, mill it, shuffle your deck, and then call a card from rear guard, from drop zone to rear guard, and it gains 5,000 for every face-up card in your G-Zone. So if you use it the turn after you use a Ghost, you're guaranteed to get plus 15,000. And if you use it the turn again after that, you're guaranteed to get, what, plus 20,000, roughly? 25,000. So he is so strong, so strong. Next I'm running 2 of the original Miss Phantom Pirate King Nightrose, GB2, Counterblast 2, G-flip one of her at the end of her battle, or at the beginning of her battle, call 2 units from different rows in drop zone, Very nice. Nice early game, second stride rush if you want to try it out ever. I'm running 1 of the GB8, Unfading Ship Immortal Galleon. When he's placed, you can call 5 units from your drop zone and they all gain 10,000, and then they all die at the end of the turn. Super easy. And now the rest of this is really dumb. These 2 are supposed to be gauche, but I'm running 1 Pirate of the Abyss Blue Heart and 1 Pirate of the Secret Schemes Bandit Rum. Counterblast 1, call up to 2 units from your drop zone, 2 rear guards with rear guards already on it. It's kind of dumb, but it moves things around. And this one is when it hits, you can call a unit from drop, give it 2k. I run 1 Obadiah on my on personal preference because if you don't see your pieces you want in your drop zone, you can call him, you can ride him, stride into him, mill 3 cards of your choice from your drop zone. Then if you mill 2 more with Hollow, you can call a Ghosty behind him. So you'd want to target like Bale the Ghosty because he's the one you want to retire and stuff. But I run him, or you could just run Seabreeze in place of him, which I don't own because I'm dumb. Then moving on to G-Guards, I run 2 Eclipse Dragon Hulk, Deep Corpse Dragon. Again with the mills, if you're not seeing pieces, you can use him, mill 2, and gain another 5k shield. Pretty nice. You're running 1 Great Witch Doctor of Banquets Negro Lily. Normally you'd run 2, but I really like her at 1 because I love this other G-Guard I have. When she's placed, Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and kill it. Then, choose up to 1 unit with Ghosty in its name. That's a normal unit, can't call mix sadly. Call it the rear guard, and then it gains 10,000 power. So that's very nice. You can combo her really nicely with Nightrose. When you place her and say you kill Negro Lazy with it, Nightrose can mill 3, bring him back, he'll call, and make the Ghosty to rear guard to give your Vanguard 10,000 power for the rest of the turn. So that makes guarding so much easier. Which is another reason why this card is put down to 1, because shenanigans like this happen. And the final G-Guard is, what is that? Diabolus of Tombs Negro Mode. He's really nice. When he's placed in Guardian, Soul Blast 1. If you have 5 cards in your drop zone, he gains 5k shield. If you have 10 cards in your drop zone, he gains another 5k shield. And if you have 15 cards in your drop zone, he gains another 5k shield. So he's a 30k shield if you get 15, which is not hard in this deck. You're milling all the time. So he's really good at huge numbers. Like if you're playing against something like anything dark or regular, he's gonna be nice. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. You can do some cool shenanigans with Nightrose and Negro Lily, like I said, and Negro Lazy. Mick the Ghosties are also really good. Skeleton Cannoneer can play into there too. If you have Cannoneer during your opponent's turn, say you're playing against something like Great Nature, and at the end of the turn, when their card dies, they get all the draws, right? But if you play Negro Lily and kill it, mill 3, bring them back, kill their unit that they put all the draws on, then they can't draw from it at the end of the turn because it's already dead, and then you get a +1 because of it. It's so nice. There's a lot of nifty things you can do with it. But yeah, that's my Nightrose deck. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think.